Oh man.
I'm taking
No JB today. That's it, right? That's the only person on the injury report.
Yeah, well, at least you have Derek White, who's scorched earth.
True. That's the only injury, though, right? I didn't miss anything else.
I believe so. That's all I saw today.
I'm double checking, but Derek White is probable, but I assume Derek White's an Iron Man.
He's going to start.
Play. Yeah, you're right. He is going to start. Let me put it in the chat here. Hello, chat.
Hello. Welcome.
Starting 5 in the chat for you. No Jaylen Brown tonight. What was the injury listed as?
Personal reasons.
Personal reasons. Okay, well, that's fine.
The most lethal of all injuries.
It happens. Catching up on the chat, people were here before we started. Love the Brunson picture. Thank you. I found it on Google, so you can thank Google.
Fake Drake.
Yes, love fake Drake. Sorry about the late delay on the podcast today. That was all me. I fumbled the bag there.
It's funny. I'm actually listening to Drake now. I was like, how did he know I was listening to Drake?
We recorded the pod yesterday afternoon at noon, and then I did a bunch of other stuff during the day and just forgot to edit it. And it wasn't up at 5 a.m. this morning. It was up at 2 p.m. in the afternoon instead. So there is a new podcast out today. If you didn't see it, it is out. We talked about the Sixers game. We talked about Sam's, interaction with fake Drake at the casino.
That Tatum picture is fantastic.
Which one?
The shrug.
Oh, it's great, right? I thought that was perfect.
Great picture.
That was great. Fist bump from Jimmy J. How we doing? R. Lewis checking in the chat saying hello. Jimmy J saying, I think D. White can get 30. I think one of the best chat arcs of the season is Jimmy J going from a Derek White, is bad to
denier.
Derek White is good. Yeah. It's phenomenal. I love it. I respect the hell out of it. Shout out Jimmy J. Legend. R. Lewis saying, always worried about a letdown after a big win. Potential. Resident Knicks fan, Andrew in the chat saying the Knicks haven't defeated the Celtics twice straight since 2014. So I guess that bodes well for Boston.
It's a long time.
Mm-hmm. Landon saying Unreal Podcast. My dad hates Drake. I forgot about that. My dad
why does he hate him?
He just doesn't like him. He just doesn't like his music. He thinks he's an idiot.
I like his music's fine. I think he's an idiot, but I think his music's fine.
Yeah, no, I like his music. I don't hate it either. I'm not huge on Drake, but he's fine. I don't have anything against him. Landon was complaining that we spent too much time talking basketball and not enough time.
Oh yeah. I was I was just reading the comments. He was saying
no, it's very good. Yes. Evening, gents. Hello, Evan.
Hey,
D. White, unsung hero versus Sixers. We talked about this a lot during the podcast today, Jimmy J. Talking about how he probably should have been closing, but they kept him out of the closing lineup, and Missoula's kind of in a tough spot where he has 8 guys who can close games, and he's got to choose 5 of them, and so people are going to be upset no matter what. So that is it is tough. Andrew saying points scored in 2023: Brunson 687, Tatum 679, Randall 664. Brunson's been on a heater. He's been great this season. I don't know, Andrew. I don't know if you're a fan of the Knicks Film School. Those guys. I was on their pregame show today, and so I talked about Brunson, and I brought some Celtics takes to them as well. So
it was very much rudely excluded.
hey, you're gonna be on next. They take the Celtics on again in a couple weeks, and he said he might be reaching out, so you can get double trouble about them Celtics. So there you go. Knicks are 5-0 since the Jay Hart trade. Knicks have won 5 straight. Yeah, so
they're on a run.
Hot.
I always see the Worldwide Wob Knicks record and then thoughts, and it's just been the loss column has stayed the same.
Yeah, and as crazy as it is to think about, they really, and this isn't a huge praise because it's 5th best, but they're probably the 5th best team in the East, right? Now that the Nets have fumbled, and I had the hot take when the Nets made the KD trade that they're still better than the Knicks. That was stupid. That was foolish. And I admitted it in the last pod. That was dumb. But realistically speaking, you have Celtics, Bucks, Sixers, Cavs, right? And those are sort of in 2 tiers of Celtics and Bucks, and then Sixers and Cavs. And those are the top of the East. But then after that, of the Knicks, Nets, Heat, Hawks, Raptors, Wizards, Bulls, I think the Knicks are probably the best team out of that group.
I don't think that's that outrageous. They went in on this season, obviously picking up Jalen Brunson in the offseason. Randall has reemerged. He's no longer getting stage fright when there's people in the building. You've got Josh Hart that they just went out and got, giving up Cam Reddish finally after a winter-long saga of us writing, where will Cam Reddish go play? Finally happened. He went and found somewhere else. It would be interesting if Mitchell Robinson could stay healthy for them at all.
True. Isaiah Hartenstein's been playing well for them, but they really need Mitch Rob back in there for them to be at their full potential. But excuse me, I have the hiccups. Landon saying Horford saved the game. Fist bumps for my dad as well. Horford was great against the Sixers. That was
hell yes.
I mean, not enough good things you can say about Horford there. Evan saying the Knicks won't do anything in the playoffs. I think the issue there is they're going to have to face one of those top 4 teams, and I can't see them beating one of those 4 teams in a 7-game series.
It's probably going to be the Cavs, and I really think the Cavs are good. So
I think the Knicks, like, it's not saying much because, like, I'm saying they're going to be eliminated round 1, but I think that, like,
gotta give them credit.
If it is the Sixers or the Cavs that they get, I think they could take it to 6 or 7. Like, I think they could make life hard for a first-round team. Like, if I'm the Celtics, I would rather play most of that other group than the Knicks, right? Just because they have the All-Stars, right? They have Jalen Brunson, they have Julius Randle, they have a good coach. You know what I'm saying?
I'd rather play DeRozan and the boys, or Trae Young and his new coach, which is
I'd rather play the Wizards. Now, you can make an argument you might rather play the Knicks than, like, the Raptors or the Heat, right? Because I don't want to play the Heat in the first round. That'd just be annoying. Like, they can be as bad as they want to be, but it's just an irritant.
Don't want to deal with them. Too many. I don't want to say rats because I wouldn't say Jimmy Butler's a rat, but he steps up big time. Lowry's a rat, but he's just not going to be playing because he sucks. Like, he sucks now. Hero's not. I don't know. Hero's like kind of a rat. He throws on a nice accent from being from Wisconsin. We'll leave it at
that. Sure. I hope Tatum starts out exploding to the rim. He needs to get hot today. That was arguably.
I'd like for Tatum to do something.
I'd like for him to not be bad.
Well, Sam, he hit a game winner, but he was terrible.
He was bad.
If he doesn't make those 2 threes at the end of the game, we were like dragging that guy for 2 days after that game because he was nowhere to be found for 3 and 5/6 quarters of that game.
I saw some comments on Twitter. I forget like exactly where it was, but generally speaking, saying like Tatum hit a game winner. Why is everyone just so mad at him? Like, why is the narrative that he was like had this terrible game? Like, because he was bad. Because he was objectively bad in that game. Like, good for like. I'm glad he hit the game winner. I'm glad we had this whole discussion on the pod. I'm glad he was left in the closing lineup because he can do stuff like that. But that was a bad game.
It literally was like somebody shoving like why you're wrong, like right in your face. Because when I saw him go to the table, I was like, man, what the hell? Like, he's gonna come in, like, play bad, and like I was like, oh, like, here we go, like, not gonna be good. And then it's like, okay, this is why he's in the game. And they were like, look, and he proved everybody wrong that didn't want him in. So
exactly, yeah. Jimmy J mentioning Dame 71 points, ridiculous. I know, like I saw some people saying, well, he scored 71 because he was stat padding in a blowout. Like, I guess, but like it's not like Chauncey Billups like left him in the stat pad the whole time. He pulled the starters in the fourth quarter. It's just the Rockets like came back and brought it to within like 9 points, and so he threw Dame back in. Dame got the points back up there to 71, and even if you're stat padding a little bit, like 71 points is stupid, right? Like that's absurd unless you're doing like some heroic stat padding in a loss like D Book a few years ago, and even then 70 is 70, but like 71 points, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
insane.
There comes a point where you get close enough to
you gotta go for it.
Like maybe like when you get around like 50-ish points and there's still a lot of time left, that's kind of when you start stat padding, depending on the situation.
Because you're thinking about it, yeah.
Yeah, then the focus of the game, especially if it's a blowout like that game in Portland was yesterday, it's like the focus of the game is how many points is he going to score? Now, Donovan Mitchell did it in overtime, which you could argue is more impressive or less impressive. Either way, you literally could be like, it's more impressive because the game was close, less impressive because he did it in more minutes. Like there was more period, like literally more time in the game for him to do that.
Yeah. 71 in regulation is dumb. like
it is crazy. And it was like, man, what did he have in the third quarter?
He had 41 at half.
Yeah. That's
nuts. That's nuts. Let's see here. Tatum needs to imagine there's only 5 seconds for every shot he takes. John's saying that was
he doesn't, because he'll just chuck from the top of the key. No.
John saying that was a finals game last time.
Hurtful. It's a little bit
Andrew saying Nick stopping the Celtics 3-point attack is key to victory. I said this on Nick's Film School pregame. I said I broke it down on the podcast too yesterday. Like I think the Celtics could go 1-1 against the Knicks and 1-1 against the Cavs in this next stretch, and then beat the Nets, and then they would be 5-2 on the 7-game stretch out of the break, which I talked about, going into it. But at the same time, I said, while I think the Knicks could potentially take a game off the Celtics, I think all it takes is the Celtics getting hot from three for them to just like squash the Knicks. And I the way I kind of describe the Celtics season is if they get hot from three, they're going to dominate. And if they're not hot from three, then it's probably going to be a good game. Right.
Like they're gonna have to fight.
Then it's gonna have to be close. Yes. And I think that's it. And I think if the Knicks can stop the Celtics 3-point attack or slow it down, it'll probably be a good game. But like the fact that a blowout hinges on one clause probably doesn't speak well to the Knicks.
No, it does not, especially when that clause can like bury you. You can just see all the threes going, and then you're like, oh, well, we don't have a chance. I think that happened to them in the first game that they played the Celtics this year at MSG. Hauser had like 17 points, and he just wasn't missing. This is an interesting comment. I saw your face says you don't agree.
I think
go ahead.
I think it's just like objectively wrong.
See, my eye test tells me he's right.
He has the most game-winning or clutch shots in the league this year.
It feels like he sucks in the clutch to me.
That makes no sense because objectively,
I don't know why I feel that way, but I don't trust him. Maybe I'm just a hater. I very well could be, or I wouldn't. Maybe not a hater, but my expectations are really high.
Let me take a look here. Most
chat. What do you think on this message? I'm curious myself.
Players clutch. He always clanks threes.
Agree. Numbers will tell you that. Percentage not very good. Maybe in the clutch it is, but overall not very good.
Yeah, we're talking about the clutch here.
I am curious. I'm curious what these stats say because I feel like I don't trust him.
Yeah, he's not shooting well from three in the clutch this year. That's correct. 31.3% from three in the clutch. Not great. Sure. Okay.
But those are tough shots.
They're obviously tough shots.
The same rabbit hole we went down in the last pod, or maybe 2 pods ago now, we were talking about Tatum's struggles from three and, other guys shooting so high from three because he's got all the attention now. Of course he's going to have tougher shots.
Sure.
I feel like I don't trust him down the stretch, and I don't know why. I should.
I think this is a bit backwards. He sucks at game winners, but he's clutch. I feel like maybe he's not in the clutch, but he's good at game winners. I feel like that should be the statement.
Maybe that's true. He's got obviously the one the other day. He had a dunk to send the game into overtime in Cleveland, had a game winner against the Nets.
What do you mean you're a Tatum skeptic? I understand like the stats say you're right about the clutch. Like he's not shooting well from three in the clutch, but what is there to be skeptic about?
I think overall, like if you want to like go to playoff numbers, he's good. Because that to me is a whole clutch situation. Like the entire playoffs is clutch, and you can rely on him there. And typically, the Tatum calendar tells you after the All-Star break he's really going to start playing well. Waiting to see it still. 2 games in, not seeing the prophecy fulfilled this year. Trend is differentiating. Not what you want to see if you're a Celtics fan. Little bit alarming.
I'm trying to find
big day for him today.
Tatum clutch. There is a stat, and I can't find it exactly. Oh yeah, most game tying or go ahead field goal in the final 5 seconds. Tatum over the last 5 seasons has more than anybody else in the league.
Is it close?
Yeah, Jokic is behind him by 1, but after that, it's
Tatum at 9. I thought it would be
Tatum at 9, Jokic at 8, and then DeRozan and Shea at 6 apiece. So I don't know. He's a little inconsistent. He has been inconsistent for like a month now. I'll give you that. We talked about it. He's been inconsistent for like a month now with shooting, but I feel like having a rough month or a rough stretch shouldn't like take away from the fact that he's arguably the MVP of the league this year.
Well, he's like, trying really hard not to be,
I guess, but
he's working his ass off.
I suppose, but he's been great. I think Celtics fandom is always going to be harsher than it should be.
Well, that's right, Jonathan. I forgot about the Lakers,
but
when he tied against the Lakers, I think it was to send it to OT. Forgot about that one. Don't remember the Spurs play.
I don't either. We can look it up though. Let me take a look.
And then, of course, the Sixers game. Mm-hmm. Good memory, Jonathan.
And then
good job.
He had one in the Pacers game technically too, right? Was that tip-in the final 5 seconds? Or no? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
He tipped it in. Maybe it was like
that
in
was
the
in the
last
Sixers
minute or
game.
something. No. He did it in the Pacers game too.
Did he? Well, the game was kind of like over.
No.
Not
Or
over,
maybe
but they were up 2 with the ball, and he tipped in a miss.
okay, maybe it was to like seal it. Maybe it was like to ice the game, not to like go ahead or win the game. But he had a similar shot, I remember, in the Pacers game too. Tie game, he scored on Langford against the Spurs. I don't remember that at all.
If I'm being honest, today, one thing I would like to see, and somebody mentioned this, I would like to see him finish well around the cup. Feel like we've seen Tatum miss a lot of easy ones lately.
I feel like the
And
Celtics
maybe
do in
that
general.
wrist is bothering him. Like Scal's probably salivating over there, being able to say somebody's hurt. But Tatum is definitely taking a little bit of a dip in terms of field goal percentage right around the rim. Feel like he's missing just a lot. And for me, if he's going to be good in the playoffs, that's a big key because you need teams to fear him around the rim. And that was one of the things he was really doing great to start the season. You were seeing that extra strength they always talked about last year. Finally seeing it in action. He was finishing lately, not so much. Not very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the Celtics have missed a lot around the rim this year in general. Malcolm Brogdon is another guy who I think misses around the rim a little bit too much. At least
he
I
started strong.
Yeah.
At least in that sense. He's still fine.
No, you're right. And he's not like bad. Like that's not what I'm not complaining. That's just like somebody else I noticed. You mentioned Mitch Robb. Mitch Robb is playing today for the Knicks, so he is not injured today. Let me type out the starting lineup here so I can get it in the chat. Brunson, Grimes, Barrett, Randall, Robinson is who the Knicks are rolling out to the 5. So there it is. John, if you want to, if you have a link, you can type in the chat and I can copy paste for the Spurs thing. I don't remember it. It's a blank for me. Jimmy J saying, what about the Warriors? Second game went to OT. He was clutch IMO. He was good in that game. I think Jaylen Brown was too. They both were in overtime when they won.
Jaylen Brown turned up in the Lakers home game in overtime. That was a crazy performance.
He
just came out of nowhere and started drilling everything.
He did. Jimmy J saying D White on Brunson. I mean D White and Marcus Smart on Brunson's gonna make his life hell a little bit. So hopefully they can clamp him up. But Jalen Brunson, from what I remember, played well against played well against the Celtics last time. Both him and Randall, right? When they beat the Celtics at TD.
They both Randall had a monster game. He was unreal. And then they were letting Brunson score in the paint anytime he wanted. They were doing nothing to prevent those guys from getting inside.
Yep. It was not ideal. Definitely not ideal.
What?
But, it is. Brunson popping off or Randall popping off. I said was not ideal.
No.
John, I didn't see you type a link in the chat. Maybe the chat blocks links because we had this issue last time. Someone else was trying to send a link. I can find it though. Hold up. Let me see. What's the date on that Celtic schedule? I'm determined to find it now since you're going through the trouble of trying to send it to me.
Sorry, I'm looking at picks.
That's fine. You're just
I've got my pick.
Selling. January 7th, Celtics Spurs box score. January 7th. All right, let's see.
What a disastrous game that was, by the way. That was another one. Like, it just made you want to rip your hair out. They just collapsed.
I don't even remember it. Was it a 3? Maybe it wasn't a 3.
I think it might have been on a drive.
Let's just take a look. It'd be at the end of the game. I assume it's this. This is the clutch play we're talking about. Yeah. Sure. There you go.
Went in.
Clutch it. Doesn't necessarily count because it's not last 5 seconds, but yes, this does make sense.
Good memory.
Let's see. Suns collapsed. Sam was very upset.
Suns terrible. Don't care. Don't care for him. Useless. Mavericks, same thing. Useless. Kyrie, rat. Got absolutely body bagged by Vanderbilt and the boys yesterday. Luka, no show second half. Both of them, what do they have? 23 points the whole half? Terrible.
Something like that. Not a good
game. They said, here, have a free win. So the media can get real excited about the Lakers maybe going in the play-in. There you go. You got what you wanted.
Hey, man. The Lakers
are turning.
Lakers can push for that 6 seed. As crazy as it sounds,
they're 2.5 games out. Honestly, I hope Dallas misses the playoffs now.
Would you rather see the Lakers or Dallas miss the playoffs?
It would be kind of funny if Dallas missed the playoffs, wouldn't it?
Right.
After trading for Kyrie, and then like him and Luka are what, 1-3 together now? 1-3. They were 0-2 before the break, beat the Spurs, who suck.
Just the Spurs. Spurs,
and
who
then
are
they
on
collapsed against the Lakers.
Spurs have lost 16 in a row, so good job.
Yeah,
good job, Dallas.
They're not really trying to win.
Yeah,
you could probably honestly, they should just go out there and shake hands and just agree on the result. Be like, all right, like we want to win, you want to lose. I mean, that's load
I'd make
management
that
at
trade.
its finest.
I'd make that trade.
I wouldn't. I'd rather see the Warriors. I like them.
I just don't want them anywhere near.
Nope. It would just be funny if the Lakers missed out.
I guess, but
the media's just begging for them to be good. Like they want LeBron in the playoffs so bad so they can talk about it.
You know who I want to make the playoffs? I want to see the Thunder make the playoffs. That'd be cool.
I would like that too. That'd be fun.
They're a cool team.
We can agree on that.
They're a cool team. Mavericks missing would be funny. I think Warriors missing would be funny. I think Jazz is fine, whatever. Timberwolves, Pelicans, Trailblazers, Lakers, Thunder. Like, there are genuinely 13 teams who could technically make the playoffs this year. And you could say, like,
conference is just so bad.
It's nuts. And you could clap back and say, oh, that's because the play-in is ruining it. But, like, even so, like, the 13 seed is currently 2 games out of the 8 seed. So even if there was no play-in, like, anybody can still make the playoffs. It's kind of nuts. So,
all right. Well, here we go. There's a gap. I'm doing it. Sending the pick. Right. Pre-game pick, if it would come up on the screen, my goodness. Presented by Smash the Odds at Smash Odds on Twitter. You can follow them for daily free picks on the college basketball grind. As of now, season is in full swing. You can pay the premium price for the premium picks for the premium payday. Got through that one. How you like that? Their pick, Marcus Smart, over 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's going to have a big role tonight. Might be a pretty good pick, in my opinion. My pick, going a little bit simpler. Still on Marcus, 5.5 assists. Think the number's low, but the odds are even. Jack, you going with the generics? By the way, hold on. Last stream, Sam gave you 2 picks. Sam gave you 2 winners. All right, we gave you Celtics money line and Derek White points, rebounds, assists, which was 16, and he had more points than that. So
huge,
big day.
Huge. Celtics only -2 today. Kind of like that. I think the Celtics, if they're going to win, it'll be by more than 2, and maybe knock on wood.
They're not taking it serious. They're wearing the whites in Madison Square Garden, which I don't like. Don't like that. Save it for home.
Let's see. What is Derek White points? They don't have Derek White's line here. 17.5 might be a bit rich for my blood. Just a high total. Yeah. Jayson Tatum rebounds, something I usually go for. 8.5. I'll go over on that. I think that's a good bet. Assist Marcus Smart 5.5. I'll go over on that as well. I think he'll have a nice assist game, especially with JB out. Although, LeBron.
No, he's gonna miss the most important 23 games of his career. The hell?
That is a
what's
big
he gonna do now?
Lakers.
If you haven't got the notification, there's fear Lakers star LeBron James is likely to miss an extended period of time with his right foot injury. Suffered it in Sunday's win over the Mavs.
Very tough.
Well, the poor guy, he said it in the All-Star break. No more important stretch in his career than this one.
There you go. Derek White over 2.5 threes, I think, is good as well. Grant Williams over 1.5 threes is good. We have Green Leader in the chat saying Tatum once called me a poo face in college. Nice. Interesting. That's mean. Very mean.
Not a very creative insult by Tatum.
Maybe step.
I would really hope his wit is better than that.
Oh man. Jimmy J saying Anthony Davis time. Yeah, big stretch for AD here. I mean, if the Lakers want a chance, he's gonna have to play like the MVP he was earlier in the season. So we'll have to see. Things falling apart for the Lakers. Sam is probably thrilled.
Breaks your heart. It truly does. It's sad. They went all in. They got all these teams to help them at the trade deadline. They were like, here's a bunch of stuff for nothing, and good luck. And they might struggle. They might not get in. It's a true tragic tale of the Lakers.
Very tough. Unfortunate for LA. D White been playing good. Derek White's been great. I mean, yes. I don't have anything else to add to the statement.
Guy's nasty. He should have been an all-star. Snubbed. People were talking about Harden. How about this guy?
He's playing like an all-star for a month now.
He really is. He's just getting a bunch of open shots because everyone's paying attention to other players. Took over that Milwaukee game when nobody else was playing with him, 27-12. big game the other day against Philly too. Led the charge with Al Horford to come back in that game, and Jaylen Brown. Very impressive from him.
Big time for him. John saying it's Pritchard time. You haven't really seen much of Pritchard, even with injuries.
No
lately.
need.
He's really not getting. Well, even with injuries, he's really just not getting on the court.
Because White's nasty.
Yeah,
they can just have him eat the minutes. Like you don't want to have to sit him out.
Hauser's playing a lot better. You have Muscala, so you can play with a little bigger, even if there's a guard out. I think this is Pritchard's last year in Boston. I really don't think he's on the team past the season. Yeah, it sucks, but
it doesn't make any sense. There's no reason.
Yeah, he's really just doesn't have a spot on the team, unfortunately. He needs to go somewhere where he can play a little bit more, get a little bit more run, more freedom on the time. So, yeah, there you go. Jimmy J saying, "Where's Moose?"
This is the funniest tweet of all time from Shams. This is shameless.
What?
Sorry, chat. James miraculously played through the injury that is now expected to require multiple opinions.
That was reported before, though. Like he had been dealing.
The word miraculous is a bit much.
Yeah, but whatever.
I mean, you want to talk about miraculous? Yesterday, I'm playing on this D Rose knee, and Jack's draining threes like it's nobody's business.
Hey, you got a reputation to protect now.
Yes.
At Sunday.
Grant Williams Game 7-esque performance from Jack in the open run yesterday.
I peaked at 11 points. It was nuts.
11 points in a 10-minute game with ones and twos.
Fucked. What else is there? Oh, where's Moose? I was getting to this. I think it's just tough to get him time. Like he's not going to get regular minutes unless there are injuries, right? Like the Celtics just have a deep team. He's there for insurance reasons. Yeah, right. That's all it is. There is to be said. He'll get minutes when Horford's out or when Robert Williams is out or when someone's out. But other than that, he's probably just going to be there on the bench for safety reasons. Is Moose Cornett? Mike Muscala is Moose John. So, yes. Jimmy's saying broke the record and pieced out. LeBum has an excuse for missing the playoffs now. I mean, funny, but yeah. The media rides like LeBron, like a Fifth Avenue hoe. Okay, Jacket, not happy with him. Andrew with some Knicks. Take here. IQ and Josh Hart and iHeart have been spark plugs off the bench. Obi Toppin too. Yeah, Jay Hart's been phenomenal since joining the Knicks. He's been huge for them. I expect him to probably play some real good defense on Tatum and Jaylen Brown. He's been good. He fits the mold of what a Tom Thibodeau player is, and I think that's what the Knicks need if he's their coach.
I actually can't wait to watch Thibodeau today. Thibodeau's fire because he's just always so angry. Like he's always so upset on the sidelines, and like when he's upset, it's funny. Like he's not annoying like Nick Nurse, because Nick Nurse will just like say the refs were mean after the game, and then he'll get a bunch of calls the next game. But Tibbs is just like, my players suck. I hate these guys. Cam Reddish, we traded for him. He can just rot on the bench. He's the best. Tibbs,
yeah,
former Celtic, good on him. Can't wish him success though. I can't go that far.
Yeah, no, wishing him any success. Fournier probably gonna drop 20.
That's a good point. That's a good point. We might have to go back to the picks.
Fournier hasn't been in. Who hasn't played for the Knicks in months? Fournier, who hasn't stepped onto the court, gonna somehow drop 20 points against the Celtics. No shot. There's a line. He doesn't play. Dude doesn't play. There's not gonna be a line. Yeah, Fournier will be lucky if he plays 5 minutes, says Andrew. Well, what a shame. I mean, everyone was so mad when the Celtics let him walk for nothing. Now, imagine if the Celtics signed him for $20 million. No, I'm serious. When the Celtics let him walk for nothing, a lot of people were mad, saying like,
I don't think people were mad. I just think there was a lot of loud Knicks fans acting like they pulled like the Jenga block out that knocked the tower down. When in reality, they were like, all right, we'll take Kemba too, and then pay him to get out of his contract. Oh, wait, no. Celtics traded Kemba and then signed him. But they ended up with Kemba that summer.
They did, yes.
Doesn't matter. They got Horford, and Horford's nasty. So it's essentially all that matters.
Big time.
Just won him a game in Philly.
Big time, yes, sir. But yeah, I think that about does it for today. Hype for the game. It should be a good one. Thank you all for tuning in. Anything you want to say before you get out of here, Sam?
Yeah, if you're looking to get yourself to a Celtics game or other event, make sure you use SeatGeek. Use promo code HBTC. to have $20 off your first purchase. Let us help you go see what you want to see. Doesn't have to be a game. Could be a concert, comedy show, theater, anything. Doesn't even have to be the Celtics. Be a different basketball team.
Yes,
but yes, HBTC. Be like Lewis. He got to see an awesome game on Saturday with a little help from the fellas. So don't say we don't look out for you.
Definitely. Definitely. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it. Hit the like button, like Landon says in the chat. Make sure to check out the podcast today. It dropped a little late, but it is up there. So go check it out. We'll have a new pod for you guys in the morning. We're recording post game. So you can keep an eye on the channel for even more content tomorrow. And then we're recording a special episode that will be out on March 1st, I believe. Yes. No. Yes. Oh, the one we're recording after the game today will be out on March 1st. Sorry. Yes. I got confused.
Okay.
Right. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, that's what we did.
Yes.
We had a quick discussion after the stream. So wrap it up.
Yes. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. Leave a like, check us out on all the socials, and check out the podcast that will be out March 1st. But thank you guys for tuning in. Catch you later. Peace out.